kids are happy because they know tomorrow's Halloween. They're all excited. Wait till you hear the stats. Yeah, tomorrow's Halloween parties are starting. Friday, Saturday.
Oh, it's on Monday.
Big Halloween. I know it's on a Monday. You see that Congress, they haven't balanced the budget yet, but they have gotten around to introducing legislation that they want Halloween to officially be on a Saturday from now on. I guess they figure that that's something that they can really sink their teeth into, get behind, and pass the unanimous. Anyway, JD, here, good to have you on board. Thank you, as always, for taking some of your time to spend it with us here on the program where intellectual anarchy is encouraged and nurtured for now. Jesse producing, Don producing, working the dials. Mel Blank is screening the calls. We got an empty seat behind Don again today. What's with our new call screener, Mike? This guy is, he's just like part of Casual Thursday. He just said, yeah, I know the show's noon to 3. If I get there at 12:07, 12:08, the phones can ring. They can wait.
All right, here he comes. There he is.
Is he coming in now? Hey, do we have the kids cheer? Hey, Mike, thank you. Oh, that's so nice. Gonna have to dock you 5 credits. Mike is screening the calls now that he's here. Emails at the website, jerrydoyle.com. And a poll question up there for you today. Texas Governor Rick Perry is looking to opt out of all future GOP debates after Michigan, saying his time could be better spent and the debates are geared to promoting a fight. What do you say to this? Nobody thinks he's right. The debates are a waste of time. 29% of the people say he's sort of right because there's too many GOP debates. 32% of the people say he's desperate and he's acting like he's above it all and leading the pack with 39%. He's realized he's horrible at debates. You can answer it there at the website or give us a call here at 800-876-4123 where the phone call is free. And so is the data mining, courtesy of everyone, basically. I guess just going through your stuff right now, trying to figure out what you're all about and who you're doing. Oh, do you see this thing now? There's this new bill that's been introduced about rogue websites that the government wants to be able to take control of or shut down your website if they deem it to be, I guess, not popular to the status quo or not benefiting any one political party. But anyway, they're out there keeping track of what you're doing. Here it is. My currently nicotine-stained fingers. Rogue website bill introduced in the U.S. House. Give U.S. authorities tools to crack down on website accused of piracy of movies, television shows, and music and the sale of counterfeit goods. Isn't that called China? I think, yeah. So we have a website now known as Commie China. Maybe instead of going after people who are going, hey, I got a copy of whatever album is your favorite, I can send it to you. Really? We're going to get past iTunes? We don't have to pay $1.29 for the song? No, man. I got the album. Commie China, billions and billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars of crappy products, intellectual theft, human rights violations. 16 of the 20 most polluted cities in the world are in Commie China. They have $1.2 trillion of our reserves. But if you get a bogus copy of Eat a Peach, well, we're going to have to, we're from the government, and we're here to help. Oh, Jesse, I have some news for you. I know that you have been somewhat skeptical of the Tea Party movement in America, that the Tea Party, I don't want to paraphrase what you say about them, but I will. That you seem to think that their time has come and gone and that they have lived out their useful existence and basically they've been rendered neutered. Is that close?
Sure.
Words we can use on the radio? That's pretty much it? Well, last night I spoke at the Las Vegas Valley Tea Party get-together at Calico Jack's Saloon in Las Vegas.
What was the turnout like?
The lady said, she was saying, well, we got about 150 people. And I said, oh, it's great. She goes, yeah, we usually get about 250, but they heard you were speaking, so a lot of them stayed home. No, it was a pretty good turnout for a Wednesday night. They had their, I guess, like mini straw poll kind of thing as to who of the candidates you wanted to get behind and who you thought should be the GOP nominee. Herman Cain won the straw poll. Newt Gingrich came in second. I wonder if anybody in the room had anybody that had symptoms of Parkinson's, or hope not. That's certainly, if they found out about Newt's past with that, they might not want to put him number 2 in the poll. I believe, if I remember correctly, Mitt Romney and Rick Perry came in about tied for third. Ron Paul was fourth. Michelle Bachmann was fifth with 6 votes. Rick Santorum, I believe, was sixth with 4 votes. And John Huntsman got 0 votes. Don't worry, though, because he'll be the next host of Jeopardy, so he's got a career. But here's the one thing about the Tea Party movement. Now, this is just anecdotal. This is just my town of Las Vegas. And I don't know what it's like around the rest of the country because I haven't been to. And it's like, I heard Tom Cruise was gay. Well, I don't know. I've never dated him. I can't tell you definitively if he is or he isn't. He hasn't called me up and asked me to go out for a latte. But I don't know what it's like in the rest of the country. But if this Tea Party in Las Vegas is representative of what the rest of the Tea Party is still about out there, it's still alive and well. And what I liked about it is that there were people that had specialties. Like, you can't be a brain surgeon, a heart surgeon, a gastroenterologist. You doctors find specialties. And everybody in the room who was making a presentation had their specialty that they were involved in, that they were passionate about. There was one woman who was doing television ads. There was another woman who was a doctor that was running for a state office who was very involved and passionate about healthcare. That's an obvious one there. But she decided to throw her hat in the political arena. There was a guy who knew all about smart meters in Las Vegas. And this was cool because this guy said, smart meters, I don't want to get into the whole thing, but it's basically, if it says smart meter and it's coming from the government, it's not smart. And he knew what was going to happen with smart meters. If you opted out, there was going to be a 2-year program where they were going to take those who took the meters and those who didn't, and they were going to compare the two and make you look like a greedy power consumer, and they were going to try and whittle you down to peer pressure and say, okay, I'll take the smart meter. But he not only knew the guy who to contact at NV Energy, he had the guy's office number, and he had the guy's cell phone number. And I was like, oh, man, don't get on this guy's bad side. And you can call him up and say, I don't want your meter. And the lady goes, I've already called, and they said I don't have a choice. And he said, well, that's what they're going to tell you, but you do have a choice. And he gave all these things that you could do, and he gave the guy's number out, and people wrote it down. So, boom, there's a guy who specialized in that. There was another concerned about messaging for the Tea Party, messaging for the Republican Party. There was another who was involved in volunteering. There was another that was trying to get people together to volunteer for the Nevada caucus, which I believe is February 4th. And there was a group of people that just were basically saying, I'll do this, got it. There was one guy who gave a short presentation, and he was talking about how you can't be against everything. And I was like, amen. You can't be against everything, which unfortunately, for a lot of white Republican talk radio and a lot of Republican cable TV, they're against everything. Now, I got booed when I said, I believe Barack Obama is patriotic. Oh, I go, come on, work with me here. Stick with me for a second, will you? He's very patriotic to an America that I don't believe in. He has a vision for America that I don't. But he is very patriotic to that vision of his America, which is 60s, radical, collectivist, redistributionist, socialist ideology, where there is central planning, wealth accumulation in a central planning state, and redistribution based upon some emotional feel-good nonsense. And people are like, well, okay. And I said, now, you have to understand, just beating up Barack Obama or Nancy Pelosi or whoever on the Republican side of the aisle doesn't make sense unless you got something that you can tell them is better over here. And you got to be for something, more so than you have to be against everything, which is seeming to be what a large part of the Republican strategy is right now. Vote for me because I'm not him. Vote for us because we're not them. Vote for this idea because it's not that idea. We can tell me what your idea is. Well, it's not their idea. Oh, okay, I'm with you. But you have to be passionate about certain things, and you have to specialize to a certain degree. Like, you can't be for everything just as you can't be against everything. I mean, you got to figure out what it is that you want to be involved in. I told him that, last year I was in a coma, so healthcare became personal for me. So I spent a lot of time researching it, looking at what we have, looking at medical coding, look at reimbursement rates, look at percentage participation of Medicare, look at doctor reimbursement, look at participation, look at health plans, look at cost increases, look at premium increases, look at the projections under Obamacare, percentage of GDP, 16%, shrinking to 10%, adding 32 million people, cutting $500 billion out of Medicare. And when you come to understand what is really going on with that, you're a voice that is informed that can help to debate those who usually aren't informed. They travel on emotion. But you've got logic, you've got reason, you've got principles, you've got facts and figures, you've got data that is irrefutable. Conclusions and opinions might be something else that can be debated. But you're debating Democrats, and Democrats try and debate on emotion. When they talk about health care, what do they talk about? Fairness. It's just everybody should have health insurance. Really? Democrats, same thing with housing. Everybody should have a house, shouldn't they? No, they shouldn't. And they go, oh, you don't care about people who don't have a house? That wasn't the point of the discussion. But if you want to discuss that, I'll say no. Quite frankly, I don't care about people who don't have a house. If they don't have a house because of racist, exclusionary, financial policies, yeah, then I care about the policies that cause these people to not have a home. But if they don't have a home, I don't lose sleep at night going, I wonder where they're sleeping tonight. I'm more concerned about where I'm sleeping tonight, and my mom is sleeping tonight, and my family is sleeping tonight. And people have to understand, you got to be for something. You got to pick one or two things. You can't be everything to everyone. You can't raise the rally cap every time someone has another cause. You can be for those causes and you can support those causes, but what you've got to do is you got to get involved locally. That's where the changes are going to take place. And the Tea Party event that I went to last night, I was reinvigorated to know that the Tea Party, at least in Las Vegas Valley, at Calico Jack's Saloon last night at 6 o'clock, is alive and well.
The Jerry Doyle Show.
There you have it. It is. It really is the basics, folks. You got to find something that fires you up. You got to be passionate about it. Passion overcomes talent more times than that. And when you find your passion and you dovetail it with facts and you go out and you spread that message and know that there are other people that are doing exactly the same thing in other areas. That's why there's a wingman, because a wingman says, I got your six. You're not at your six. He or she is at your six. And if you trust who's at your six, then you can take the lead. 800-876-4123 is the number. Join me.
The Jerry Doyle Show.